You're saying these are some drunk ass trees. That one's looking a bit wobbly.
they're all growing like this.
Where's the sunshine?
I think it's upwards.
Join us today for potentially one of the most hyped breweries that we will go to as part of this. We like to focus on the smaller guys generally, don't we? But when in Rome, or more importantly, when in Zagreb, you go to the Garden Brewery, and what a fantastic place this has been.
Yeah.
I love it. We're going to start, as you would naturally start, on a tasting with some pastry stouts. Yep. And then we're going to work our way up from there, aren't we?
I really enjoyed when we were chatting to the bartender and the classic, what do you guys like? What do you drink and stuff? Like, a bit of everything. I was okay, cool. I'd recommend starting with your classic, your pale ales, your pilsners. And you turn around and go, tell me about this 8.3% pastry imperial stout with biscuits and salted caramel.
To be fair, we asked him, what's your go-to after-work drink? And he chose the beer I started with, which I
started with that as depending on the shift, which
depending on how hard the shift was.
Fair play answer.
So the first beer I had was a beer called Tama, which has made it into the Garden's core range. And this was a salted caramel and chocolate biscuit stout. And oh my gosh, it was incredible. Absolutely incredible. But what I'm on now, sticking with the same vibe, is a collab brew with Badin. Now, Badin are a brewery from the Arctic Circle, right at the top of Norway, from a town called Bodø. And it's a really cool story of how this collab happened, actually, in the Champions League group phase. This is football. And
okay, sports.
I know we're losing 50% of our crowd on this, but...
or the Kiwis football.
Yeah. So in the Champions League qualifying phases last year, Bodø Glimt were drawn against Dynamo Zagreb, which is the stadium we're just standing right around the corner from. And so the guys from Badin came down for the game, obviously came to the Garden Brewery, and they went, we should probably do a collab at some point. Quite a few months down the line, this is the result.
Wow. I mean, coconut to the extreme.
Yeah, so again, it's another pastry imperial stout, as it were, and this one's coconut, chocolate. It's kind of your classic pastry flavours, as it were. It's absolutely fantastic. I would prefer the Tama, just about over the two. I feel like the salted caramel actually gave it another dimension, as it were. Just obviously, refreshing is not a word to use for an imperial pastry stout, but it did increase the drinkability of it. Whereas this is your kind of true pastry, like it's sweet, it sticks to your roof of your mouth.
I think the interesting thing with combinations such as salted caramel is that sweet versus savoury thing going on already, and then you chuck that into a stout sort of base, or pastry stout sort of base, that is even then playing with that sweet versus savoury roaster thing anyway. And I just think that worked brilliantly. And
that was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. That was rocking at 8.3, and then this is...
That was 8.1, this is 8.5.
There you go.
So, again, for imperial pastry stouts, it sounds silly to say, but relatively drinkable from an ABV point of view. And we're not knocking into the double figures.
Yeah, we were having that conversation of what some breweries like to push those pastry stouts to those double figures, and I'm kind of enjoying that these guys haven't done that, because sometimes the booze overtakes some of the flavors and the adjuncts and stuff that you're putting into it, and in this instant it is just letting everything sing rather than just having here's some ethanol.
Moving on, Alana Main, you're on another collab, aren't you? So this is a collab with Siberia, who, despite the name, are actually a brewery in Prague, Czechia. And this is 6.5 New England IPA, using allegedly 3 of their favourite hops. So that was Simcoe, Brew One, and Columbus.
Yep. And fantastic brew, actually. Like, sometimes you find with some of these hazy New England styles is they're very cloyy and thick and too much in your face, but this, it's got a lovely...
The aroma's fantastic.
Yeah, the aroma's fantastic, but the mouthfeel is still, I don't want to use the word thin because it's not thin, but it's, I don't even want to say clean. It's thin and clean.
No, it's not really. It's still got a good stone fruity punch to it. But it does the opposite. It doesn't stick to your mouth. You do reach back for that second sip.
Yeah. I think that some of the sort of citrusy grapefruit aromas, flavors, and everything that comes through as well, that kind of cleans it a little bit. But yeah.
So you were going to talk a little bit about the sustainability effort they have.
I mean, this...
Well, at the Garden, which we are in a garden. It's called the Garden. They're really following through on that promise.
Yeah. Craft beer in a garden, in an industrial estate, basically. But yeah, the tap room here, tap room / brewery, is fantastic. You know, it's basically done in a semi-greenhouse, semi-industrial building, but they've got, I think it's about 40 mature trees, both inside and outside, which is fantastic. Like, the whole outdoor area is some sort of Wizard of Oz yellow brick road situation. You've got your lovely park benches, follow the yellow brick road to the bar, trees everywhere. Absolutely fantastic. They've got submarine burgers and everything there. Which is great. It's the whole.
That's it. This would this background right now would look normal if we're in the middle of nowhere, but we're not. We're on an industrial estate in the outskirts of Zagreb.
Of Zagreb,
which, I mean, we've enjoyed Zagreb, but at the end of the day, it is a big, relatively ugly industrial city.
Yeah. And I love that they've just
really
been able.
A slice of paradise.
And just being able to collab that. Jump straight off the tram. You've got some lovely trees and everything, and what these guys have done. And I think it's all of the trees and everything that are around here. They use all of the wastewater and stuff from the brewery for their water, which is great that they've even thought that far.
Are you saying these are some drunk ass trees? That one's looking a bit wobbly.
they're all growing like this.
Where's the sunshine?
I think it's upwards. No, basically. No, it's an absolutely fantastic tap room. Huge outdoor space, but it's lovely. They've got their little pocket areas as well. You've got indoor bits, you've got outdoor bits. The actual tap room itself, I think the first thing that I said to you when we walked to the bar, this is going to sound so old lady of me, but this is the first brewery that I've walked into that didn't have to put my seeing glasses on to look at the tap
none
lineup.
of that scrawly chalkboard writing. Oh no!
Yeah, honestly, the font was like this big. Yeah. Boom! Yeah,
it's kind of like that cinema sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's showing tonight?
Yeah.
Jesus,
No, brilliant stuff.
And Alana Main has got the Florida Vice. Now, Florida Vice by these guys is actually a range of beers. So it is their rotating sour beer range. So which one have you got here?
So this is their mango, rhubarb and lemon version. And I think usually when you hit mango's a hard one to do with sours because generally you just need that real harsh pH drop to give it that oomph. And I've had
mango is oft used, really done well, I find.
And I've had a few sips. Absolutely fantastic. Like, the mango comes through on the front, and then obviously rhubarb is not generally a sweet fruit, and it's just used very, very well as just that tart punch to come through.
Yeah, I think personally speaking, rhubarb is one of the best fruits to use for sour beer. Like those tart flavour, I absolutely love rhubarb, and I feel that's underused. So mango oft used.
Yeah.
Rhubarb
And
underused.
I'm just making the assumption that the lemon that they use within their brews is the same within their batches, but it's so acidic and tart and just, it sounds lame, but it gives you the little bit the sweats sort of thing. But one of the beers that I had previous to this was a blueberry vanilla lemon sour, and just that combination was brilliant. Obviously, you're a little bit hesitant having that vanilla in there. You think far too much lactose, it's going to be a bit on the sweeter side, but whatever they do with that lemon is just balances
we
it
neglected
out.
to mention it earlier, but Alana's first beer was, it was a stronger sour as well. It was in the 7%.
7.1, I think it was. Yeah.
But really, that lemon was beautifully used.
Yeah.
And it just cut through everything. So you got that kind of instant sweetness from the berries and the vanilla.
Yeah.
And then, really undercut by
certainly
a low pH and the use of the lemon.
And I think that's exactly what's happening with this beer as well. Is as we said, the mango, you think far too sweet, far too much sugars going on, and this sorts it out. Fantastic.
Now I've kept in the same vibe.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
I don't want to be a basing person, but I have gone for my third imperial pastry stout because why the hell not?
Sessionability.
But more importantly, this is a collab with Cool Head Brewing. Don't know how well that's going to come out. We could do an extra shot later. But Cool Head Brewing are a brewery in Helsinki, or on the outskirts of Helsinki in Finland. And they are an incredibly similar vibe to the Garden Brewery in Zagreb. So Cool Head have their brewery based in a greenhouse. It used to be a former botanical garden. The brewery is in a greenhouse. The tap room is in the same greenhouse. Their pub garden is effectively a botanical garden. It's an absolutely stunning spot. Due to the wonders of technology, we don't know if we've shot a video there because we have, and then I dropped my hard drive.
Technological
either
issues.
Check out the video or you'll never know.
Or you'll never know.
See that happen.
But regardless, Cool Head Brewery
would check out.
Yeah.
So this is imperial pastry stout with walnut and maple syrup, which I was quite interested by.
Yep. Lovely wee collab. What was it? 9.1%?
9.1. So again, on the imperial pastry stout, we're down the lower end, but we're certainly ramping it up a little bit. And I have to say, of the three I've had, this is the most stouty, which sounds silly to say, but it does have the most body about it, the most kind of coffee, roasty, chocolatey notes on it, despite the adjuncts that have been put in.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm getting much more of that represent Cadbury's Black Forest chocolate, the just the fruitiness of that, that Black Forest Gatto vibes. Walnut's a very hard one to put in a beer, I find.
It is, isn't it?
As far as the nut spectrum goes, it's a subtle nut. Peanut is a non-subtle nut.
Peanuts
Walnut.
an easy one. I mean, peanuts are nuts, remember?
Sorry,
They're legumes. I feel hazelnut always ends up fake.
Yeah.
Everyone just goes down the teller and it doesn't actually end up tasting like hazelnut.
Yeah.
Walnut you don't see too frequently, and I really like walnuts. At the end of the day,
Beautiful.
all three of the silly stouts I've had have actually been quite sensible. Like, they've not been gimmicky, and you often find that with these strong, sweet and dark beers that we have at the moment, that they are gimmicky, and what I found with all three of these is they're not. Like, they're actually genuinely complex beers.
And well-made
Like
beers.
them, dislike them, that doesn't matter. They're worth thinking about instead of like, oh, it tastes like gummy bears or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
Each one has taken you on a little bit of a journey.
Yeah.
which I've liked.
Yeah.
In summary, this has been a slightly unusual video for us. I wouldn't say tricky, but we'd like to normally give these videos a bit of a narrative, a bit of a vibe. We're trying to tell a story, that sort of thing. Whereas this brewery has just, in a way, it's boring because they just do really good beer. The bastards.
They do really good beer. They have a bloody awesome tap yard. Go see it, yeah.
Yeah.